Manchester United 3, Galatasaray 3. I cannot believe what an end-to-end football I just witnessed. I don't know if I should write myself out of hospital for coming with a heart attack, or ONANA, dropping two balls from Hakim Ziyech in a game where everything was at stake, in a game where it was probably the best football I've seen United play. But again, going to that welcome to the Hell Stadium and the pouring down rain to come away with the 3-3, it's guttering in a way. It's not the first time that we kind of lead the game and kind of slip outside our hands. But we fought. We fought hard in the second half as well. That the ball could have gone in 2-3 times at least. It was such an entertaining game. It was 33 chances per team in the second half in goal opportunities. And when was the last time we saw a high-scoring game like this? I was thinking from a neutral perspective, you didn't want this game to end. And I was thinking somebody should at least score. Somebody should get a winner. But when we got that 3-1, when we start from the beginning, the beautiful goal from Garnacho. Again, the cool and composed, the youngster in the 3rd minute, bombs it in, bang in the corner. Wow, the silence, that welcome to hell crowd. Really. But, they were really loud. For us to sort of turn off the noise to come in the first half again in the 20th minute or 7 minutes later by Bruno Fernades. What a shot, what a cannon. Again, Bruno could have scored again. So many opportunities. But this is one of those days where the ball just didn't want to go our way. Lady Fortuna is not on the side, and it all comes down to now to how Bayern Munich is going to perform against Copenhagen. And then Copenhagen, of course, going to play Galatasaray. Currently at the table, we are sitting bottom. 1 point difference between Galatasaray and us. But it comes down to the wire, people. It comes to the wire. Let us know what you're feeling. Let us know what you're thinking. Let's get into the thoughts. Jarvis, how you doing?
Hey. No, I'm not feeling good at the moment. Bottle Job FC, and not yet another time. And we were up 2-0, 3-1.
Yeah.
And we show again the lack of character in this team, and dropping the victory. We have played 3 away games in the Champions League. We have scored 3 goals in every away game. If I told you this before the Champions League, you would have taken it right away.
Yeah, no.
But we ended up with 1 point, scoring 3 goals in every game. So yeah,
it's a weird one, isn't it? I mean, look at it. I think we were the better team, to be honest. To go there, play away in that hostile environment, get 2-0 up, and then concede 2-1. Jesus Christ. A brace from Hakim Ziyech, 2 free kicks. And of course, it's a slippery, but ONANA should have done it a little bit better. I've seen a lot of people in the comments ONANA, what a shit goalkeeper and stuff like that. No, don't blame it on ONANA, guys. It's the whole team, I think. From a neutral perspective, I got a lot of messages and said, wow, what an entertaining football. I can get that. But I look at from a performance-wise, to go there, it's a hostile environment, to get 3-3. We could have won this game easily, but it's the in-game management, it's the in-game control when you're up 3-1 to let that slip to 3-3. I mean, just talk to me. I just don't get it, mate, because I was predicting 3-1. We did this Wheel of Fortune, and it's looked like it was stopping there, but no, 3-3. But we could have gone the winning goal at the end of the day, but we didn't. We didn't, people.
Yeah, but as I was saying, it's a lack of character in the squad. We don't, when the pressure comes, we are taken away. We are up 3-1. We should just take the game down a notch, keep hold of the ball, be relaxed, and don't let Galatasaray conduct the game. But we
Yeah.
didn't yet again. And
I don't,
with what about what's happening with the subs? What's
mm,
going on with the subs? What is Den Haag thinking
I know.
when
You tell me.
we were up 3-1?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, why take off? Yeah, I get it. I know what you're thinking. Why did you bring on Martial? He'd offered nothing, right? You needed Hoyland on that pitch, 100%. That
Martial
could have
is a
won.
creator. He's
Yeah.
good, but we were up 3-1. Goal wasn't the thing we were needing at the moment. It was just
No.
to see out the game.
True.
I think we do the wrong subs. Ten Hag frustrates me sometimes.
True. If I reverse it and I sort of think what you're thinking, then what I would done is, in that case, take Scott McTomminey off, put a double pivot with Kobe Maino and Amrabat there in 100%. Take Scott McTomminey off, and then why did you take off Rasmus Højlund? Why did you take off Garnacho? You could have brought in Pelistri there. You could have brought in but anyway, I mean, Anthony Dos Santos had a good game according to my opinion. He had a good game. I don't know in terms of lack of character. I thought we had character. I thought Bruno it was a captain's performance today by Bruno. He showed the leadership. He showed grit. He showed determination. He was sprinting. He was chasing. He wanted to win. But I think that let us down was this 2 free kicks and the slippery ball, like from ONANA. That's the only thing that let us down. Otherwise, from a team performance, I think we did well. It's far most the best Manchester United game that I've seen us play this season. If you take your emotions aside and look at it from a game perspective, to go there, our waveform has not been so great, but to go there and get to silence the crowd with 2-0 and to come away with 3-3, and at the end of the day, we could have scored the winner goal with Pelistri there as well. So I just don't. I like to step aside from being a United fan at the moment. Just look at the game. That was such an entertainment game.
Yeah, we are Entertainment FC, but
yeah. Anyway,
I just want to say, Mick, before we go to the VAR room, when it comes to the emotions of the game, we don't handle the emotions of the game. We get carried away. The emotion takes us. It's not a coincidence that we lost with 4-3 against Bayern, that we lost 4-3 against Copenhagen when we had the red card. We won 1-0 miraculously with the ONANA save in the 95 minutes against Copenhagen at home. And now again, we're up 2-0, 3-1. And, we squander it away and it's 3-3. It's not a coincidence. It's about mentality. And the mentality in this group of players isn't good enough. I said it before the game. It's the usual suspects. We crumble under pressure, and that's the mentality of these players.
But who is the usual suspect? I want to hear from you. You keep saying that, but I want to hear who.
Well, today it was ONANA, but we have players like Dalot comes in, he's too erratic. We have Luke Shaw, he's not good enough. McTomminey loses the ball in vital positions. Bruno, he's sloppy on the ball sometimes. When
wait a minute. Stop there for a minute. You say Luke Shaw not good enough. Luke Shaw fucking just came back from injury, mate. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
so
but
he was not good enough today.
It's about his history of how we crumble in the final against in the Europa League final, all the semi-finals we have lost. Every time when the pressure gets tough, they crumble. They don't step up and perform. They crumble. They hide.
Okay.
That's the
now
problem.
I'm more interested to hear from your side.
Shaw.
No, I'm more interested to hear from you. I'm not having it because I've been saying that. Point me to one point finger, because you say the mentality. I saw like everyone was playing today. You couldn't mention one single person, because I didn't see one single person that didn't perform well today, except for Nana's 2 mistakes. So that's why I'm challenging you. I can understand that you are disappointed like me that we lost, but we got to look at it from a realistic perspective. Who in that case?
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's a coincidence. It's not a coincidence why we do this over and over and over again. We do this over and over again. It's the mentality of the group. When the going gets tough, they crumble, they hide, they slide away. No one steps up and do the hard work, take control of the game by the scruff of the neck. We don't have a Roy Keane in like in the semi-final against Juventus in the Champions League in 1999.
Okay, so
we don't have those type of players. They don't have the mentality to be the best.
So again, okay, what have you done differently? Okay, Scott McTomminey scored the 3-2 goal, right?
If it was up to me, I wouldn't have McTomminey near this squad at all.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine.
He's not good enough. He's proving this for years after years.
Oh no, I totally agree with you, and this is what I said in the match preview, that I said I rather would have started Kobe Mainoo from the beginning, like, you know, together with Amrabat. So why didn't you take him off? Because that midfielder needed a little bit of a more control, right? You saw when Kobe Mainoo came in, it was a little bit more cool, composed, and I was thinking, oh my god, this 18-year-old kid is going to get done here, like, you know, at the Welcome to Hell Stadium. But he was fine, you know, he was fine. I was just questioning the substitutions, you know. I don't think anyone crumbled here. Like, you know, Harry Maguire did great. I mean, he was best performance I see Maguire did. It was like, you know, linking up play and everything. The only thing that I question about, why the hell did you take off Rasmus Højlund? Why the hell did you put in Martial? You know, that offered nothing at the end of the day, right? I think that Anthony Dos Santos, I was critical to him. I was questioning why he was starting, but today he actually took on his defenders. It was the best performance I've seen him play today.
Yeah. But so if you're up 2-0 or 3-1 in a game that you have to win, why do you constantly try to take them on the counter attack instead of keeping hold of the ball? Why do we set up Garnacho on deep runs over and over again and try to score? Because the mentality of Ten Hag, he can't see a game out. He's trying to score more goals. You know, he's naive in his approach. We are in Europe away. Welcome to hell in Galatasaray. And we can't keep hold of the ball. Oh yeah, let's just try another counter attack. Okay, players are knackered.
There's two single opportunities what you could have done here. Either you've gone for the kill, which he wanted to do, right? He didn't want to just sit back. That's what I saw. Or he will park the bus at 3-1, right? But coming to that 3-3 goal, there was nothing anyone could have done. Not ONANA, nothing. That was a beautiful shot, beautiful touch. And I got to give it to that Galatasaray player, you know, that came in. But at the end of the day, like, you know, Bruno looks knackered. He gave you captain's performance today. The only thing that didn't go against us was actually ONANA's gloves. That was the only thing that I can see. You know, in no siege mentality, I saw people were playing and fighting in a very tough environment. That's what I saw. Maybe I saw a different game than you. But that's why I wanted to know, like, you know, where did we crumble? You know, because I didn't see us crumble. You know, we played. The only thing is, I agree with you. We should have done different substitutions to see out the game at 3-1. But yet again, it was early stage. It was 20 minutes left, 25 minutes left, 3-1. You know, should you park the bus or should you go for the kill? And I think he went for the kill.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean,
let's hear what the VAR room has to say about it.
100%.
We have I see Footy Live come in with a comment, and he say, big up Tom. He said, let's face the fact some of these players are lacking confidence and concentration when they lead in any game against anyone. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's not a coincidence. This is happening over and over again. It's a pattern. Yeah. It's a pattern of how we play.
Can anyone answer who in this game? Right. That's what I want to know. This is a broad generalization. I just want to know who. Can we point fingers at anyone? Because I can't find anyone.
Well, who makes the mistakes, or how we set up? How do we play? What's our game plan when we are up? Do they ever in the locker room before the games talk about, okay, let's say there's 20 minutes left and we're up with 2 goals. What do? Yeah, let's try attack. Let's go for the kill. Yeah, this is the approach. You know, it's not the approach in the Champions League in a must-win game. That's not the approach. It's naive. But this group of players, they can't handle the emotions of the game. So that's what I'm trying to say. And we see it over and over again. I'm not pointing fingers. You know, okay, ONANA did a couple of mistakes. He should have saved them. Some of the players didn't perform at their best today. But, you know, it's different players every game. But as a unit, this group has not the mentality to be at the top level, to be winners.
Yeah, maybe we're not there yet, but we're still on the rebuild, I guess. So maybe we're not there yet. I mean, I see it differently. Like, you know, finally we can see, you know, we're getting back to we're getting up to our levels. Like, if you compare how we've been playing lately, like this was the most expensive football I've seen us play for the whole season, and this is what I'm defending. Like, of course, there's some mentality. I mean, I see in the chat room people are saying this bloody goalkeeper, this blah blah da 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 da,
Yeah.
pointing fingers. Somebody's trying to find a scapegoat to point. Yes, goalkeeper made 2 mistakes, slipped out of his hands. It's wet surface. But prior to this, the goalkeeper was keeping, clean sheets, and everyone was praising him and everything. And now he does a mistake, and everyone's pointing at him again. I'm just trying to say there's a light in the tunnel. Maybe if we don't qualify through this, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe we should just bottle this and just screw Europa League and just focus on the what do you call it, the Premier League and the domestic cups. Knowing what we had and up to now, because Christmas is coming, we're playing Newcastle on Sunday. We have a couple of tough games, huh? So, and I do admire Galatasaray, to be honest, right, Jarvis? Let's not kid us. Not Galatasaray is a very difficult to slippery team. They will never give up. They never give up. They kept running and coming and running and coming. So big up to them. Even when we play them, at Old Trafford, they would do it.
Yeah,
same
but
mentality.
Galatasaray is average age of the squad is 29.5 years. It's a team of Premier League rejects.
Yeah,
Yeah.
As a
We
fan,
should
I'm
always
gutted.
win against Galatasaray.
Listen. I cannot lie, Jarvis. I cannot lie. Like, I totally agree with you. I'm disappointed. Of course, this felt like a win. It felt like a victory for 2-0 up to actually 3-1, and to come away with a point doesn't really feel good. Now, if you look at the table right now, at the moment, we're sitting bottom at the table. We are relying actually that Bayern Munich will beat Copenhagen tonight, and then Galatasaray will play Copenhagen. I mean, Galatasaray is going in Copenhagen to play them, so Galatasaray only need a draw, I think. So everything, and we need to win against Bayern. So slim chances, but still,
yeah, there's still a chance. We can beat we can beat Bayern Munich, and let's say Galatasaray and Copenhagen have a draw. I don't know how we can mathematically go through, but we need to win against Bayern, and they need a draw, or Copenhagen needs to lose.
Yeah.
Win. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the table.
My friend, if you look at the result, absolutely fuming out of it. Like, it felt like we can walk away from a win. Like, it looked like Bruno could have taken us out of hell, but it ended up being a highway to hell. Like, still halfway's highway to hell. But still, I cannot take away. I cannot. I have to take my hat out for this performance, to be honest, right? Because it was an end-to-end entertainment football, like, and we scored 3 goals, as you said, but I just it sucks, man. It really sucks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We slipped on that banana, man. We slipped on the banana. But at the end of the day, the 3-3 goal, bloody hell, what a shot. There was nothing we can do. And what goals we saw in this competition as well. That was beautiful goals.
Yeah.
Garnacho's
first
goal.
Beautiful goals. The Bruno goal is magnificent. It's from I don't know, 25 yards in the left corner,
and he was millimeters. It was millimeters for sealing the victory 4-3. Hit the post as well. Pelistri also, the fumbling. Oh my gosh! Oh god, I was getting a heart attack, to be honest. So thinking about it, bloody good game to watch, but at the end of the day, 3-3, it's not really helping us, does it?
Yeah, Mick, let's bring in the VAR room. There's so many good comments here. I want to talk to the VAR room because they also need some therapy and to vent out their frustration of the game. I see here. I'm just gonna go a little bit up, and we can have some other comments from the beginning. I see Alien Tenno comes in, and he said actually that Anthony had his best game in a United shirt today. So Alien Tenno, he was happy with Anthony. Jamie Wayne was not happy. He said shocker, but he's still Ten Hag in. So we need to support the managers, I believe, in the moment, because Ten Hag. Who else? It's either him or intermediate manager for the rest of the season, Fletcher.
No
That's not even
freaking way. I don't want to see Fletcher
Yeah.
near this club, to be honest. The chewing gum Fletcher, the Glazer simp. I don't want him. To be honest, don't want him
Carlos,
close.
Carlos come in here. I saw him that he had been a member for 5 months. So thank you, Carlos.
Yes,
Big up.
big up. Yeah,
And he say Jarvis Cocker has got a point that a lot of Deadwood needs to go seriously. Otherwise, same shift, different year. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm feeling too. I'm not blaming actually Ten Hag in this, but it's the same thing that happened under Solskjaer. It's the same group of players. That's who I call the usual suspects, the ones who are left over from the Solskjaer era up into the new era. They have been here for a lot of years, and no one of them steps up when the going gets tough.
Anyway, just want to some positive callers. Big up for becoming for being a member for 5 months. Also, John Johnson, also the same 5
Yes,
months.
thank you.
Long standing. Big up for you as well.
No Rashford today.
Yeah. Banana at Bayandarin, what Lillis United is saying. John Johnson is saying that was a rough one. 100% agree. This was a rough one. This stings, and that's why I don't like to do post-match reaction shows straight after the game. At least take a 15 minutes breather. Like, no, we went straight off, emotions high, thinking what that just happened here. But I got to see it from a performance-wise perspective. Great. We are seeing us playing better football at least. I didn't see anyone play bad today, to be honest, right? Luke Shaw was good, I think. ONANA, okay. Dodgy hands for the two sleeping goals. I see the comments. People are pissed off. I get it. He cost us those 2 goals. That was easy saves. He should have taken it, right? But he also did some great saves as well. So, yeah, if it wasn't for that. In terms of the in-game management, what should we have done differently? That's what we talked about earlier. I don't think he should have taken off. Amrabat had a great game first half.
I agree.
Yeah, Kobe Mano, he took off a like for Kobe Mano. I just don't understand. Once you get Scott McTomminey in, you don't get him off. It's like a cockroach. You know what I mean? The last one to leave the pitch is the cockroach. You know what I mean? The cockroach infested. So I don't know why he kept him in. Anyway, I totally agree.
Yeah,
we should just.
But Mick, from a tactical point of view, the team was way too much stretched out, and Amrabat was one of the guys who kept it together by his presence in the middle. So by taking out Amrabat, we even made it more erratic by stretching out the team. And we were taking every opportunity to try to counterattack and go into attack when we got the ball from Galatasaray. So the game shifted from one side to the other over and over again. And a manager should see this. And when you're up with two goals, you don't want a open-ended game. You already have the goals in the box. So we should just sometimes it's okay to sit back and ride it off the lead, at least till everything settles a little bit. Drag down the tempo, use all the time in the world on every free kick, You remember Sevilla or Valencia when they play. Yes. They are tactically smart. They know how to win a game. It's about taking the sting out of the game. But let's just go into attack, give it all. So that's what I mean. Yeah, rock and roll football.
Yeah, no, seriously, yeah. If there was one mistake, I totally agree with you. But again, what I said, what should we do? Should we park the bus and just invite more pressure when it's 25 minutes left to play and 3-1 up? Hard question. He just wanted to kill off the game, I guess, with another goal. But
there's different ways. You need to know the black art of football. You not have to
the juju,
the juju,
the black magic,
Simeone football. Take the sting out of the game. Frustrate the hell out of them.
They should have gone more on Sacha Bowen. Just challenging him more because he was already on a yellow, right? That's the thing. But we were using the wings quite well. Garnacho, beautiful. Anthony, I think Anthony had his best game today. For this season. We were criticizing me in the beginning, when I was sitting with Pappi. I want to see him take on his defenders, and he did actually. He did really defensively good as well. I don't know if I can find any bad player in here except for the ONANA's 2 mistakes. I don't know. I couldn't see it. Like, maybe I was just too sucked into the moment, going nervous. Like, we got to score, we got to score. And I felt there is another winner in this goal, but it didn't come. It didn't come. We had opportunities at the end. It didn't happen.
Yeah, we could have won it at the end. I saw David Bowie, or what's his name, B Cobra, with Bruno hit the post, and Pelestri missed 2 sitters at the end. So yeah, we could have easily have won the game.
But there's no excuses. There is no excuses. I totally see. There's no excuses. I'm disappointed. There is no excuses. But as a realist, it is what it is. Like, it's 3-3 on the board. We wish it was 4-3. We wish it was 3-1. But it is what it is. Like, you can just reflect on it. You can just make recommendation what you could have done differently. But at the end of the day, we're not the manager. I can see the players are gutted on the field. They gave it them all, like, I think, But from a positive side, Jarvis, what I want to bring, because we always like to bring some positives in the negatives, is that, for 13 games now in the Prem and stuff, we've been playing shit football, and now we can see that we are getting a little bit more advanced. We're getting more up to the next level. We kind of in form at the moment. We're playing Newcastle that is kind of on the bare bones at the moment. They got robbed. We're playing them on Sunday. I think we can snatch it there. The way I see us playing right now at the moment, this is a far more improvement in the style of play.
Yeah, playing 3-3 here against Galatasaray away, compared to the game we lost at home, for example, it's a whole different level. Yeah, we have improved tremendously in a way. So I get what you're saying, Mick, and I agree when it comes to this. And yeah, we can beat Newcastle. Of course we can. I don't see Newcastle being a better team than us, but we need to be more focused. We got to be concentrated in the crucial moments.
When we did qualify into the Champions League, we actually qualified on good merits, right? But when we did come to the competition, the level of injuries and players that we had available, right? So basically, what we're trying to do now, we started at the end of the group qualifier. Now we're finding the form. It's a little bit too late, right? So, but I'm just always looking back at the root cause analysis of it, right? So. And this is what it feels guttering, because we've been playing good football the past 2 games, but we haven't really clinched a win. Adam Saunders is saying, how many games into the season and the midfield is still far open? Yes, 100%, mate. Yeah. But it comes down
to... sorry to interrupting you, Mick. Just keep on.
Yeah, but that comes down to one player only. And in the way I see it, that midfield could have been more solidified by playing 2 double, a double pivot with Kobe Maino and Amrabat, and just have Bruno was brilliant, in his number 10 role today.
Yeah.
As soon as you play Scott McTomminey, we know that he's ball watching. He's good in going forward, finding those spaces, running to spaces. But that's about it. He's a spot player, but the rest is we're playing with 10 men, not 11, right? So
yeah, he can't just take care of the game, take down the ball, and control it. It's like he's like 2 left feet, and he has no control over his technique.
I give him. I don't remember which minute, but he was basically attacking Zaha once and just stood still and just watched him run away from him and have a shot on goal. I just like, what are you doing, Scott?
Yeah.
So I just, and that's the thing, that leaves you, if you're playing with Scott McTominay, that leaves you your midfield wide open in a way, because you're banking on having one sitting midfielder in Amrabat to do the job, and then I don't know, man.
Yeah, I had a good discussion with Mark the other night about this, and then and we talked about the midfield is still open. We saw it in the first game against Wolves. Remember Matheus Nunes, now City. He and the other guy, City Wolves midfielder, they ran through our midfield over and over again, and that was the first game. Now we have played, 16, 17 games this season, and still the same problem. So Ten Hag needs to address this. There comes a time, and now he needs to address it. Kobe Mainu, he might save us, but Who knows? We
You
have
know,
a Galatasaray fan in the chat.
Wicked, yeah. Galatasaray, big up Ali
Ali
Yilmaz.
Yilmaz. I just want to say hi.
Congratulations. Yeah, hello, Ali. Congratulations for, but still, like, to play there, Ali Yilmaz, you must understand that, it's not easy to come to your home ground there and, like, to play. So, yeah. But listen, Jarvis, at the end of the day, like, what can we say? If we don't, I mean, we have nothing to do in this competition. I don't want to be in Europa League, 100%. Even if we fall out, like, just throw it in the bin. Don't want that, We worked so hard last season to get in here, and obviously we didn't have the squad to compete in the group stages, and now we're getting fit players, and now it's a little bit too late, and now we kind of have to sort of, at least if we won today, we could have control in our own hands. But I don't even know if we could have controlled it against Bayern at home, even if we did. You know what I mean? This is kind of the mentality of this team that I'm still not convinced over. To grab the game and control the game, we are not really there yet. Anyway, big up VR room. Big up for everyone. We have therapy session. Kiki is here saying, why Erik ten Hag always using ONANA? You need to use another goalkeeper as well too. Kiki, definitely he's going to use him. I can see what you're writing there as well, Kiki. There's going to be moments in when AFCON comes, like, ONANA goes, and we will definitely play Bayern did. But there was reports that were saying he was not really happy because he's not getting game time. And we fans haven't still seen what BAYERN is all about yet. I haven't even seen kick the ball yet. No. 100%.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to expect. I saw him playing for Turkey. He was, when they won against Germany away, he was okay, but I didn't see anything special. So, yeah. But I can't judge a player on one game. So, for me, he's a blank canvas.
Yeah, Footy Live is saying an 18-year-old kid ain't saving anyone. He can only do so much with mediocre around him. That's so true, It's so true. Anyway, guys, should we just rate it, Jarvis? Should you?
I don't know. Do you want to open the lines? I saw Peter wanted to come on, for example.
Yeah, of course. Peter wants to come on, and let's have a therapy session. For me, it is 3:30 in the morning, my friend.
Yeah. If you need to go, just.
Yeah. Listen, you have Mark, producer Mark, but I just want to say for everyone that lives in this part of the world, I understand your pain. Since I moved here, the Asia Pacific, Jesus Christ, this is brutal. Like, it's 3:30 in the morning. Big up to all of you for watching this. And we got Peter. I think it's Peter Griffin from Family Guy, right? Is it?
He looks like him in his robe.
Can you let him in?
Let's bring him on.
There he is.
Big up,
Peter.
Get your money for nothing and chicks for free. Jarvis in blue again, I see.
Yeah, my favorite color.
This is not my imagination, Mick. I've told you about this guy. I've told you.
I designed the stage, though. I did design the stage.
I would have shown you my Manchester United tattoo on my back, but
I've seen him with a beer there. I bet you half an hour I'll be going blue moon.
Listen, guys, if you want to come in, for a post-match therapy, welcome.
Well, that was a entertaining game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I said it was the best game I ever
seen.
Season.
There's something I want to get off my chest about this Garnacho. This lad is rapidly turning into Marcus Rashford 2.0. Instead of passing, he just keeps constantly shooting a goal, doesn't he? Have you noticed that? All the time. I know he scored today, and I know he scored a worldie, but it's not the point. We were so wasteful in attack. We should have banged in 6 goals in that game. Literally.
Then I got to throw it back to you also with Pelistri, because Pelistri was also shooting and couldn't finish. Yeah. So
I mean, I forgive Pelistri because he only came on. As soon as he came on, he had a shot. Didn't need within a couple of minutes in being on, which fair enough. Okay. But considering their 2 goals, Garnacho's and Bruno's, they really didn't do much in the game, did they? Really, let's be honest.
Yeah,
we didn't. And
We
you
have
know
our-
what, Mick? You know, Harry Maguire again. Can't fault him, can you?
No,
No?
he was overlapping, he was underlapping,
Yeah.
he was. Jesus, it's like, is this Harry Maguire? Who do I see here as a winger? Matt, how's he saying? Peter, put some central heating on, pal.
You know what? It is cold, actually. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's got literally, I need.
All right. I gotta get
Icicles coming off my nose before I put it
yeah.
on.
Guys, before I go, because I leave the keys to the kingdom, I leave the keys to you, Jarvis.
Yeah,
I just
no
wanted
problem.
to say a big up for everyone that's coming in, tuning in for the therapy session. You know, we had a little bit of a disagreement, me and Jarvis, but I still
No.
want to leave with a positive note to
Oh,
say,
same.
listen, yeah, no. You know, I just want to say that we are playing better football, Peter and Jarvis, that we've seen
Yeah.
in the past couple of weeks, and
Mick,
it's just
before you
guttering
go,
that we didn't. Yeah, it's just
just before
guttering
you
that we
go, can I
didn't get
just
it.
say this quick? I was
Yeah.
expecting you and Jarvis to handbag each other. You've let me down, like a team.
What did you say? Gangbang each other?
Handbag each other.
Ah, handbang. Sorry, bad hearings. Sorry, YouTube algorithm. Forgive me. But
Yeah,
you
but
know,
you know, Mick, you're a half full type of guy with the glass half full, and I'm like more of a half empty type of guy. So we have our differences, but in a way,
well, soon
it's
we're gonna
not.
get a full tank, right?
Yeah, we need a full tank, full
We need a full
glass.
tank. Anyway, so guys, for me, the man of the match here, I just got to give it to Bruno. Captain Bruno's performance today was massive. Like, you know, he fought his heart out. Like, you know, from minute one, he assisted Garnacho. He scored a worldie. Could have gone the winner as well. It was a captain's performance, according to my opinion. And I saw him was guttered when he walked off the pitch. So that's my man of the match, guys. I don't know about you,
Maguire for me.
Maguire.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
good.
He's walking
Solid.
on the wire, Maguire.
Yeah.
Player of the month for Man United.
100%.
Just
ONANA,
want to say
Slippery
hi
ONANA.
to Tom.
Yes,
Big
sir.
up,
Yeah,
Tom.
big up, guys.
Hi, Tom.
Big up.
Big up. Yeah, what's your
Alright.
thoughts on the game? Happy?
Happy. Don't make me laugh, honestly. Jesus Christ. I mean, what can we say? Once again in European football, you go 2 goals up, home or away, and we capitulate. Happened last season when we played Sevilla with 2-0 up at home, cruising, capitulate. Happened to Copenhagen in the group, capitulate. Bayern Munich even, capitulate. Like, at the end of the day, it's a common denominator with these players. Whenever they go a goal ahead, they get comfortable, and then complacency sets in. And at the end of the day, we can say it for what it is. The goalkeeper cost us the game. Let's face facts. He did. Mistakes cost you games. And those are 3 clinical mistakes. 3rd goal can easily be avoidable anyway. David De Gea tips that behind the post. I don't care what anybody says. He does. An outstretched goalkeeper can stretch that far to get the ball. But he's easy on the eye because he can play with his feet. That's why. But we don't even use him for that anyway. So what was the point in bringing him in right now? You might as well have just stuck with De Gea because we're not playing with ball to feet. We're playing long ball when we go from corners or goal kicks. But at the end of the day, the players, they burnt the heart out, a lot of them. Absolutely.
They did.
And listen, I can say it for what it is. This was not a football match. This is a basketball match. It was just end to end. You take the ball, have a go. You take the ball, have a go. That was it. But my question to everybody is, barring the 3 goals that we gave them, where was the threat? Where was the threat from Galatasaray, realistically?
There wasn't. No.
There wasn't really a threat. No. Any shot
there wasn't.
Any shot that they hit was from 35 yards, 30 yards. That was it. And it was just a pot of luck. Apart from that, what did they really do? Nothing.
No.
And they did the exact same when they come to us at Old Trafford. Did pretty much nothing all the game, transition on us, and they got the better of us. And at the end of the day, what I said about these players, again, some of them are not cut out for Champions League football. They're not. Scott McTomminey, Champions League is about tactics. McTominay's not a tactical player. I'm sorry, he's not.
No,
He wouldn't even get in that Galatasaray team tonight.
No.
That's how shit we can go down with it. He wouldn't. Torreira and Dombele, players like that are far more smart in the head than Scott McTominay is. And the only thing that will get him by is scored another goal. That's the only thing that gets him by. He either scores a goal or he's just a physical presence. That's it. But at the end of the day, yeah, we did what we did. We got a point, but I'm not buying it, guys. I'm really not.
Yeah.
They've bottled it so many times in this group. Forget buying. Throw the game. Honestly, throw the game. I can't even be asked to see us go through anymore.
Yeah.
No, that's what I said, Tom, as well. Like, I don't even want to be in the freaking Thursday night.
Honestly, I pray to God, I hope Copenhagen win tonight. I actually do. I hope they win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just end the suffering already. Get us out of this whole crap and just don't even bother playing against Bayern.
Well, you know what, guys, right? Apparently, he picked up an injury, ONANA, from his international duty. I don't know what injury it was, but apparently he wasn't 100%. So you've got to look at the manager and go, well, you're in such an important game. Why are you playing a keeper that's not 100% when you've got two sitting there on the bench? Because Tom Meaton is a really good goalkeeper. I don't know about BAYERN. I've not really seen anything of him. But I've seen enough of Tom Meaton.
He's Turkey's #1 goalkeeper.
This is it. So why are you playing an injured keeper? And maybe, I'm not making excuses for Anna, but maybe, just maybe, his little niggly injury might have caused them mistakes because he couldn't position himself properly. You know, I'm not saying, but you know, it's you know, it's a thing you could look at and say, well, okay.
Guys, I just want to, before I go, like, you know, so big up for everyone that's coming in. We're not going to forget the chat. Like, you know, I want to give up the keys to Jarvis as well. And, you know, come in and have your say as well. But, you know, I agree with Tom is saying, you know, I don't want to be in Europa League. I just rather throw Europa League away and just focus on the Prem and the domestic cup, right? You know, build a squad because we know where we've been, like, with all the injuries. Like, you know, just focus on the league, you know. Anyway, if we can't beat those teams in the group stage, we have nothing to do here. You know what I mean? We're kind of building up a form right now to the end of the group stages. It's a little bit too late. So, I don't know. I'm not saying that we're throwing away the towel, but fuck me, I don't want to be in Europa League.
Well, no. You know what? At least we can say this for Man United, from a neutral's viewpoint, at least we've been entertaining, haven't we, to watch?
Yes, today. 100%. Anyway, guys, good night, good morning. It's
good night, Mick.
3:30 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, get some sleep, Mick.
Yeah.
Love you all, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Please get those thumbs up, people. I slaved to design this stage. It's blue like Jarvis's favorite color behind you. Good night. See you in the mornings. Bye for now.
Bye.
See you, Mick.
Bye, mate.
Yeah, I just want to bring up one point to you guys. Did you realize that their first Ziyech's first free kick goal should have been disallowed because they had two Galatasaray players standing directly up against our wall, defending wall, and there's a rule that they should be at least 1 meter apart. So why doesn't the VAR intervene?
Well, I mean, Jarvis, you look at I don't know if you've seen the game last night, Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle, where they got the handball. Basically, McTomminey was virtually the same, and they went no penalty. So I think from last night, they've looked at it and gone, we need to correct ourselves here straight away. Because as soon as I seen him, it hit him near his elbow. I thought it's a pen.
Yeah. But that's another one. Now I'm talking about the free kick that he scored, the 2-1 goal. And I'm just going to read out the rule. They say where 3 or more defending players form a wall, all attacking players must not encroach within 1 meter from the wall until the ball is played. And it say the referee will award an indirect free kick for the defender team, where the place where the offended was standing. So this is the rule of football.
I think, but in the context of it all, really, I think we are clutching at straws, really. I'll be very honest with you. I think out of all our group stage games, I think that's the best officiating game we've had. Barring that what you just said there, Jarvis.
Yeah.
Because the one thing I did like with the referee tonight is he let the game flow most of the time. And I don't think there was an imbalance. I think he got a lot of the decisions right when they should have been. So I think maybe he should have been a bit more happy with a yellow card. But aside from that, he let the game flow as it was. And if he didn't, both teams wouldn't have had as many chances as we did. But at the end of the day, we can say for what it is. You score 3 goals in the Champions League away, and you don't come
Mm.
away with a win. That's just football. It is.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, with this, occasion that it is, they had to win tonight. They did, and they failed. We have to admit it for what it is. The players failed.
Yeah.
They tried their hearts out, and they tried your best. Yeah, that's fine. But sometimes in football, at the highest level, your best isn't good enough. That's the issue. And at the end of the day, if your best isn't good enough, it's because the people that you have in your abundant squad aren't good enough for this level. That's it. Because as soon as you get injuries to that midfield, you're relying on an 18-year-old kid. And like I put in the comments before, you have brought in an 18-year-old kid in a 52,000 capacity stadium full of Turkish fans who are up in arms, screaming, shouting. I mean, if anybody saw the post before the game from the Galatasaray Ultras, they said no mobile phones, complete concentration on the game, intensity, ruckus, make it about us, fast, high pace, adrenaline, put the fear of God into the players. That was Galatasaray's fans, and the players matched the same intensity of it. And barring the millimetre of somebody's shoulder blade, we would have conceded again to Mario Icardi.
Yeah.
Fine margins, guys. We talk about fine margins in the Premier League, fine margins in European football. But that's where I say before, when I said about the semi-automated system in the Champions League, needs to be switched into the Premier League.
Fantastic,
because in the Premier League, if that's the exact same mirror image goal for Garnacho against Arsenal. I don't care what anybody says. It is. It's mirror image, carbon copy. Foot to shoulder, and the shoulder's ahead of the foot. That's the difference. But at the end of the day, the imbalance of it all is, as a team collectively, we can't go away from home and not concede goals. And it doesn't matter if it comes from errors or it comes from the whole team. At the end of the day, defensively as a structure tonight, I don't really think there was a lot wrong. The goalkeeper conceded 3 goals that he should have saved every single one of them. And anything else that he faced, guys, was pretty much straight down his throat. That's it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, the abundance of how we've lost this Champions League group comes down to failures where we just can't keep a lead. We can't. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you go to somewhere like Newcastle. Newcastle is pretty much the exact same as what you face tonight, atmosphere-wise. The only difference is they're not going to have pyro and they're not going to start lobbing lighters at you. That's the only difference when you play Newcastle. The intensity of the game will be the same, but the difference with Newcastle is they're a pumped-up, energised team because they've just been absolutely radicalised by UEFA. And at the end of the day, with how Galatasaray played, we have to expect these now not to win against Copenhagen away.
No.
Even if they draw that game, one of them 2 goes through. If we don't beat Bayern anyway, so what we're living off of a prayer, guys. We actually are. Yeah,
I mean, I said, Tom. I mean, I wouldn't be upset. I'm not upset. I mean, like we're saying here, we could have won that game and give ourselves a chance. But we know what the 3 of us here now and VAR room do hand on heart. If we'd have got through to the next phase of the Champions League, we were there for a real good pacing, wasn't we? We was like, we'd have met that team that would have put 6 past us.
Yeah.
So, maybe it's a blessing in disguise that.
I accept that, Peter. But the thing with us, we're Manchester United at the end of the day. Not getting out of the Champions League group.
Yeah.
When this is pretty much, I would have said, a straightforward group, barring going away to Galatasaray. I think, and maybe Bayern to a certain extent, they might drop 6 points. You can get another 12 from the rest of them.
Yeah.
From what you lose. 12 gets you over the line in any group. I think you need a minimum of 10 most of the time to qualify in most groups anyway, without having goal difference take its course. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we just don't have the capacity with some of the quality in our squad. It lacks, and it stinks. And at the end of the day, barring McTomminey, and I will call him out for this game because he was absolutely, if I'm being honest with you, shocking, non-existent.
He was.
I don't know what he is. I don't know if he's an advert for Halloween, but the guy goes ghosting so often. He really does. Ghosts away in games. Barring making a run in the box and score a goal, that's it. He offers you nothing defensively. And apart from putting him in the other opposition box, what does he do in the game? Nothing. And an
No.
18-year-old comes on in 20 minutes and shows him how to play football with a ball at his
Yeah,
feet.
and
It's
the
ridiculous.
coolness of him as well. Mainly the coolness of him. The guy's just a natural. You know what? You know what, Tom? I was thinking of an analogy for United tonight, and I don't know whether you guys are old enough to remember a boxer, English boxer called Bruno. Yeah,
Yeah.
Frank Bruno,
where
yeah.
we actually got the dog's bollocks, but we've got no killer punch to us. That was Frank Bruno in his day. He looked the business, but he had no killer punch on him. You know what I mean? That ruthlessness, what you need, and that's what it is. What Tom, I like what Tom says there. It's the ruthlessness. Okay, yeah, Galatasaray were offering themselves to be counter-attacked in the game. They was. And you play the right balls, you had the right pace players on. Yeah, if you use your head calmly enough, like I was saying before, every time Garnacho got the ball, he tried to shoot. Anthony, for once, didn't shoot. I don't think he had a shot on goal, Anthony, believe it or not. And I think that's the first game I've seen him in United shirt. He's not had a shot on goal because he was passing the ball. Again, Oyland, no service. Again, no service.
Yeah.
No service. We need, honestly, when the summer comes, personally for me, the goalkeeper we've got, we need to sell him. Even if it's at a loss, I don't think he's a Man United fit. Well, actually, I'll rephrase that. I don't think he's a Premiership fit.
Are we there yet? We are in 17 games in. You know, are we there yet? Are we just gonna throw him in the bin after 17 games? We know he's performed for Ajax and Inter.
Jarvis, if we give it as an assessment, though, out of those 17 games, how many have, when we've lost or dropped points in those games, have been culpable because of him? I could name at least maybe 8, maybe push 9. That's half of those fixtures already. That's a major issue especially when you want to. Listen, we weren't gonna. Even when we got into the Champions League from busting the last season, we all knew we weren't going to win it, but we want to compete, guys. Yeah. And for United not to be on that round of 16 balance sheet, it is criminal. It really is. And if we go into the Europa League, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, I'm not watching it. I'm not watching a single minute of it. I'll turn the notifications off on my phone. I'll turn everything. I'm blacking out. I'm enjoying my Thursday night. I don't care. I'm not watching United playing Kazakhstan and then travel halfway to go play Crystal Palace in London straight after the game. It's not happening. It's not. So at the end of the day, if these players think that they can just use that as the back door to the Champions League, by all means, be my guest. But you'll get even more embarrassed in that by losing to a Kazakhstan team than you will do by losing to a top European team like a Real Madrid or anybody in the knockout stages, because then you can say we lost to a bigger and better team. But if we lose to a Kazakhstan team or a chuffing Egyptian team that nobody's ever heard of, what are people going to say then? Oh, Man United got absolutely embarrassed.
Yeah. I see a lot of people say it's time to drop ONANA. They're not happy. Even Red U comes in here and said time to drop the ball fraud.
Well, Jarvis,
so people are not happy with even Ten Hag or ONANA.
Let me ask you a question, Jarvis. Let me ask you a question. Isaac Bayindir has been sat on the Manchester United bench all season. He's not even played a Carabao Cup game, bless him. Would you honestly? Give him a game, seriously.
Yeah.
Now you need to give him a game, regardless of the ONANA situation and the blunder that's happened tonight. Give the lad a chance.
Yeah, but what does it say about Ten Hag and his confidence in ONANA in a way? Because I think it's a two-edged sword, and it's hard to balance for a manager. Do you take your goalkeeper out and put him on the bench and play
That's what
reserve?
I'm saying to you. What would you do?
Yeah, but this is a difficult one, because I don't know ONANA personally. I don't know his confidence, because being a goalkeeper at his level is a confidence player as per se. Because you see him when he has his confidence, he's brilliant. He takes down the ball. He's calm and he don't stress at all. But sometimes I see his confidence is low at the moment. Is it the right point to take him out of the game and put him on the bench? Will he ever come back? Are we giving up on Project ONANA?
Jarvis, Tom, let's look at it from this viewpoint. We've got, well, to me anyway, I think we've got a crucial game on And is it Saturday or Sunday? Sunday, I think it is it? Against Newcastle away. Yeah. You've just seen your keeper drop 2 clangers in a crucial game. Okay, there's 2 ways you can play this. You can say, well, I'll keep with the keeper because I want to show confidence for him. If he drops clangers again and loses that game, the pressure is going to ramp up even more on him. Or do you go, you know what, you're going to have to sit out this one, son. I don't think you're up for this one. Because like John said earlier, the atmosphere in Newcastle, St. James's Park, is going to be just the same as Galatasaray tonight.
Yeah,
but you've just seen the keeper make 2 horrendous mistakes.
He had the howler against Bayern Munich away. And it cost us the game. He took the full responsibility, but in a way, he came back. He had have had a lot of clean sheets. He had played good games up until now, and now he has 2 howlers again and cost us the game.
Three,
not 2, 3. Okay, okay. But in a way, are we there? Is the next step to bench him?
I wouldn't go as far as getting rid of him, but I do think that Bayern has been sat there this whole time, and to not even give the guy a game, it is scandalous.
Yeah.
Like we're saying, even in the Bayern game, if Galatasaray beat Copenhagen, play the kid. Honestly, give him a game. Honestly,
yeah.
If I would be so frustrated if I was him, I'd come in to be Man United's number 2, and I can't even play a cup game. I can't play a cup game. I can't even play against Luton in just a one-off game. Like I just really worry when ONANA is to leave to go to the AFCON. We're getting a goalkeeper in basically who's starting from scratch, and he's not even played one game at all. So he doesn't know how he's going to react to the defenders that he has in front of him. We don't know even what he's like under pressure on the ball. We don't know what his shot-stopping ability is at the highest level. Because let's face it, the Turkish Super League, in comparison to the Premier League, night and complete day. Because their goalkeeper tonight, even if you want to go as far as Galatasaray, shocking.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Galatasaray fans would admit me in saying that the goalkeeping tonight was atrocious. And if you're a goalkeeping coach for either team, you must be sat there scratching your head thinking,
well, Tom,
Jesus.
If you look at last season, Ten Hag played Dubravka in the League Cup, and he played Tom Eaton in a few games as well. So he actually played 3 keepers last season.
Well, there you go.
Eric Ten Hag did. And like you're saying now, we've just played the same keeper. We're going to be playing keepers cold when we're going to need them at the most.
But I do even think when people don't say it with a goalkeeper because they're not running around for 90 minutes like hooligans, goalkeepers, it's more about the mental pressure that you're under in the game rather than the physical pressure. And when you have a game where you can just take this thing out of it and you can give them the night off or whatever on a cup night, or you can give them a game off in a nothing game in the Premier League or the Champions League, the rest is good for you. But the problem with us is Andre Onana has been playing 100 miles an hour. He's played every game for United. He's been away to his international nation team. You've got to fly all the way to Africa and back to also play international games. And then he's also still got to play Champions League. He's already played in the Carabao Cup numerous times and in the Premier League from start to finish now. And even in his case, he's not necessarily had that mental rest. He's been 100 mile an hour, whether it's for club or country. So even in his case, I wouldn't necessarily say you drop him against Newcastle and then you completely scratch it. No. But there's nothing stopping us putting Bayern in there, seeing what he's like, give him a go, and then you can always go back to Onana after he's had that bit of a rest and a bit of a time away. Because it might do him the world of good, guys. We don't know. But this is the issue. And the longer we're going to keep having this conversation about should he have a rest or should he be taken out of the team, when he makes another mistake, the groans and everything that everybody's saying is only going to get louder and louder and louder, like he did with David De Gea, to the point where everything that he did for the football club, as many cases as a club legend for the goalkeeping position for United, it gets tainted because of what people have seen in recent times. That's the difference. So if you take him out, let the pressure off him for a little bit. Listen, Andre, you've had a lot of games. You've played club and country, all the way from Africa to here. have a little rest. You can have the game off against Newcastle and sit on the bench. I still have full faith in you and confidence. You are the number one, but I'm pulling you out the firing line. And
but we know how the gravy train works with United. If Ten Hag do something like that, it will be drastical. You know, the English newspapers, the journalists, the media will have a field day and start to
Absolutely,
make a case. So
then he can defend them. That's what he's supposed to do: defend your players and just say, "Look, he's played a lot of games."
Yeah.
And if he has to lie. I don't care. Lie to the media. He's got an injury. He's not feeling himself. He's feeling ill. Lie. I don't care. You protect your players, and the goalkeeper is the biggest position that you have to protect for somebody who's not mentally there.
Yeah.
I mean, looking forward to the the Newcastle game, guys. I think that performance, I wasn't downbeat with that performance tonight. To tell you the truth, I don't think we weren't no worldly team. But we didn't play poor by any means.
No,
we didn't play poor. And it's like we say, like the goals ONANA let in. At the time we let them in. If we hadn't made them mistakes, I believe we'd have gone on and won that game comfortably. Myself. It's just circumstances. Maybe our 2 goals came too early as well.
Copenhagen repeat, I thought, really, toward the end, because there was the goals. As soon as we got a goal, that stadium went flat, guys. It did, like a fine wine. It went flat as it aged. And at the end of the day, with the way that we played, we managed the game quite well in large portions. When you got a goal, then we just took the sting out of the game. Put your foot on the ball. Forget about playing ball at 100 miles an hour. Put your foot on the ball. Take it back down to about 2%, and then just reset, reshuffle, reset. But the problem with us is, when the goalkeeper then made one of the errors, there was that belief then. You give the team the belief again. And when you give a team like that, Galatasaray, the belief, and the fans are on your back, listen, you thought at the start of the game when they had the banners out saying, "Welcome to Hell" was bad. In full throttle, full flow, that's a lot more intimidating than a banner. It really is. And in comparison to what a lot of these players did last season when they went away to Anfield and they absolutely wet the bed, to be honest, I think mentally they held up well. And a lot of the players that I thought might have folded, the likes of, say, your Maguires and stuff, did very well, I thought, given the circumstances.
He did, yeah.
And even being under pressure at the ball at his feet, I think he's improved.
Another thing there, Tom. Yeah, another thing. I mean, in midfield there, when we were 2-0 up and then 3-1 up, especially when we were 3-1 up, and I know we were, Galatasaray were inviting themselves for us to go forward, which is fair enough. But there were times in that game where we needed to just hold the ball in midfield, but we were stuck kind of in fast forward, weren't we? As soon as you get the ball, get it forward, get it get it to the midfield, get it up to the front, try and score a goal. So when Kobe Mainoo came on, you could see him trying to hold the ball up. But one player can't do it on his own, can he? You need to pass the ball to another player, then to another, then back and back, and just contain it in the midfield. But as soon as you got the ball, it's like, go forward, try and get a goal, try and score. You can't do that all the time, can you? You can't, you've got to, like you say, you've got to use your brains, haven't you, in the game?
Use your head, that's it, Listen, people, anybody who's in the chat, anything, let's get the likes up, people. Come on, what likes are we on Jarvis, by the way?
Rob 12, Big 12.
21, 22 likes.
And how many people's watching?
35, wouldn't it?
35, right. We've got an imbalance, guys. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Who's not giving away the like button like ONANA?
That's it, yeah. But,
come on.
I memean, like you say, Jarvis, look, I mean, we knew in our heart of hearts we wasn't going to progress, didn't we? You're coming into your 5th game in the Champions League on the back of 3 defeats and a win. You're not going to progress, are you? Really? That's not the way we've been shipping goals, and it's just a systematic failure of the club over the last 10 years that's got us to this position. I mean, you got to give Erik ten Hag some credit to a degree. He's trying to play football, he's trying to win us games, but it's like we've alluded to before. He's got a mishmash of players from 3 different managers. A lot of them are on big money and they don't really want to play for Man United. You know, I'll say that now, right? They don't. And what can you can only work with what you've got, can't you? You can't, you know, there's me out to pull a fucking rabbit out of it. You can't do it, can you? Like,
That's it.
what can you do? But like I say, for me, Maguire's been our player of the month. I'll give him credit. I've slagged that guy off enough. So I'll put my hand, I'm man enough to put my hands up, and I'll give kudos to the bloke, you know, who was slagged off, and he's been our best player the last 4 or 5 games, without a shadow of a doubt. Like, and we know how limited the guy is, but look at it from his viewpoint. He's took all that stick and he's bounced back and he's putting in performances. What's that say about the other players? Tony Martial and all them. You've took all that stick, but you still can't be bothered to put a performance in for the team that's paying your wages. You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah.
But I have come to a point with a lot of these players. It's not even helpful criticizing them, you know, like they're not putting in a performance. Yeah, I think they try the hardest. For me, I think that we have come to a point where it's about ability. I don't think Lindelof, I don't think Dalot, I don't think McTomminey, they don't have the abilities to be at the best level. They would never have the chance to play in a Arsenal 11 or a Manchester City 11, Liverpool 11. They're not good enough. I can't see none of them playing. And I would actually say the same about Maguire. But, you know, he's performing at the moment, but he will come back to his usual self. I believe Maguire, he will fall through. And,
of course he will. Yeah.
So this is just how it is, and this is a big problem with our team at the moment. We have a lot of players who's not at the level expected as at the club as Man United, and this is what we are struggling with. I see.
The only thing you know what, Jarvis, Tom, the only thing I fear for, we've all seen this.
When said that he just had to go off. So big up, Tom, for coming on.
Oh yeah,
continue.
Yeah. You know, we've seen this with players who were looking promising. You know, like Garnacho, Mainu, and all them. They get a run of games, and all of a sudden they start to sink down in that mire and get anchored into the mindset of this team. Yeah, because to make players and make a team perform at the top level, it has to be a collective thing. You know, one person can be the gem of the team, but you need the concrete behind you to be that gem. You understand what I'm saying? And eventually, Mainu will play and he'll get sunken down into it. What can Ten Hag do? You know, you have to look at this from a logical viewpoint. And this is the same for any manager, not just Erik Ten Hag. You need the backing to change the culture of the team. You could still have, you know, like, for example, we'll say the dreaded name, the G's who own us, But you need the free rein to do what you need to do. And I don't mean like go and recklessly blow money here, there, and everywhere, but you need to spend money wisely on a game plan. So you can put, you know, it's like a jigsaw, putting it together, isn't it? Okay, that piece don't fit there. Let's get a piece that fits here. Boom, boom, boom. You know, you can't do that overnight. But we haven't been able to do it for 10 years, have we? Because we haven't even been given the jigsaw to put together. And we've just, you know, bought players for sponsorship deals, sell shirts and trying to appease fans. And, you know, it's cool. We're going over the same old. But the thing is, you got to, somewhere along the line, you've got to look forward, haven't you, and go, well, okay, then how can we even try and put this right? How can we even try and put it right? He's made mistakes, Ten Hag. He's made mistakes. I don't think Mason Mount was his signing, so I won't put that on him. But ONANA was his signing. It's a mistake for me. I don't think he's Man United's level of a goalkeeper. I really don't. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way towards ONANA. I just don't think he's Premiership class. It's all right having a goalkeeper that can play with the feet and kick out, you know, and play it out from the back. But you need a goalkeeper that's got a pair of hands that can save a ball, because that's your job.
At the
That's your
moment,
job, isn't
it's
it?
Mr.
To
Flappy
save the
Hands,
ball.
the T-Rex, jumping out like this. He have no arms.
Man, man.
Top of the night to you, Alien. What's up, Jarvis?
Mark,
Hey,
good
chat.
Mark.
What's up?
I see this with ONANA all the time. You could see it on all the shots. He gives away rebounds. Shot comes in, he drops it a little bit all the time. So this is his style. He's not grabbing the ball and holding on to it. Even on shots that's easy, he always let the ball go. And
Yeah.
if you're training all your life to be a good goalkeeper, why be sloppy? Why don't aim for perfection? And that's one of the small issues I have with ONANA. I see he's not good with his hands, and everybody can see it. So he needs to improve that part of his game. I believe he can improve it with a little bit more confidence, but then again, a little bit too sloppy. So he should train on his goalkeeping technique. I don't know who's the goalkeeper trainer in coach in our club at the moment.
I don't know, but I think it's the same guy who's been there for the last 7 seasons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
Ten Hag
I'm not
was
too
only
sure.
allowed to
I
bring
mean,
2 of his coaches with him when he came. So
just look at. I mean, I don't like this style. I mean, like I'm old school. Yeah, I can remember goalkeepers in the 70s when they never used to even wear gloves and they used to catch the ball.
Hmm.
And shots were just as hard in the 70s as what players can hit on now. In fact, the balls were harder, they were heavier, they were a more denser leather, and they used to catch them, the ball. Yeah. I mean, you seen a mistake last night from Donnarumma, Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle.
Yeah.
Saves the ball. To me, he could have caught that ball, but he goes, no, I'll beat you. I try and push you away. All you done was push it into the path of a striker who scored. Why don't you catch the ball? That's what your hands are for. Catch the ball.
100%.
Okay, sometimes you go to catch the ball and they go through your hands, like Jarvis in the Champions League final for Real Madrid. But I'd rather that happen than me push the ball into oncoming striker who's got an easy tap in because you've dived and
do you remember
given the
Pat
ball.
Jennings?
Yeah, Pat Jennings, you know what I mean? Peter Corrigan, Bob Wilson, Gary Bailey, Man United, all them.
I remember Jim
If
Lake.
you go on
He
YouTube,
had some sloppy hands. He was always
if you go on YouTube and put in Man United v West Brom, 1978. West Brom beat Man United 5-3 at Old Trafford. I was at that game. You'll see Gary Bailey doing the flying save and catching the ball in the air.
Is it
He's
in black
literally
and white?
6 foot off the ground and he's like, yeah, pick it out, no problem. These keepers, you know, and they've got big gloves on and all. Now, there's your hand, and the gloves are about that big on them.
Yeah. I just
It's
want to
like
say I have opened the lines before we end the show. So this is the last chance if people want to call in and have their say. We have one open spot at the panel now. So the link is in the chat. So push the link, come in, have your say. You don't need to be on screen, but we need to hear you talk. So you're welcome to come on. So, Mark, I haven't heard your analyze of the game. How did you see it?
Well, I mean, I could say a Ten Hag masterclass if we didn't concede any goals because the team created so many chances. You know, the team played really well. You know, Bruno played really well. Garnacho played really well. You know, to score that type of goal that he scored to open the scoring, it's not a goal you just score. You know what I mean? Anyone could miss from there or the keeper could save. He made good substitutions, in my opinion. You know, Mainu coming on was definitely good in the game. You know, I hated to see Amrabat go off, but I was thinking to myself, you know, with the referee reffing the game the way he was reffing the game, you know, I would quicker see Amrabat get a red card than anyone else on the field. So him going off was good. Keep it to 11 men, you know what I mean? I think McTomminey, you know, he gave 70% and he wasted 30% in a sense, you know what I mean, being on the field. He scored a goal. He was good going forward, but you know, he goes missing in the midfield sometimes. So, you know, ONANA, everyone in the game gets a 6 and above for me. But
Yeah,
Onana,
easy.
you know what I mean? I give
Easy,
Onana like a 1, bro. Like, because for me, the entire game he looked unsettled. He didn't look like he was up for the game. He looked like the atmosphere got to him. You know, I never would want a coach to take off a goalkeeper during a game. But I was thinking in the second half, after the second he scored, maybe he should bring in Bayern there.
Yeah.
But I knew that would wreck Onana. It would wreck him. It would be the end. We would never get a good Onana for the rest of the season if we brought Bayern there.
Well,
But he should have came in because his style
I get
of
what you're
keeping
saying now.
is bad. It's terrible. Like the way he saved for me, it's just the free kicks. The third goal, I could excuse that. That shot, the placement, the power, everything, that was like that one moment perfect shot. He hit it hard enough, placed it just where it needed to go. No keeper is stopping that. Could be anyone. You know what I mean? But the first 2 goals, come on, man. Even the first one was difficult. The second one was like he saw it all the way. There was no way. You know what I mean? You're supposed to tuck that in your stomach. Good goalkeepers, they catch the balls and tuck it in one time. He should be doing that.
To his defense, Martial was in front of him, and he was this close by heading the ball, and they were so close together. So he was kind of set off a little bit because he didn't know where to expect the ball to land, and Martial, he should have cleared it or just let it go into the goalkeeper. So in a way, it's yet again about how we organize ourselves on defensive free kicks and set pieces. But they need communication. But you know, with that's hard in a stadium as today with all that noise. Exactly. So maybe that's and we had rain. The pitch was wet. So there's a lot of small factors that plays in Onana's. I would say, in a way. So
until they scored, the stadium was quiet. Until they scored the second goal, really, the stadium was silent. Like, you know,
we shut them up.
They were silent. I mean, it's like it's one of those games where you it's hard for you to be critical in most facets because the team played well, the attackers played well. You know, the defense was okay. You know, it's you're not looking and saying, well, these mistakes are horrendous, and you know, if they didn't do that, it would. You know, the foul that Bruno gave away is, for me, is not even a foul. Like, you know, the guy, you could actually see the guy dive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Twice. I mean, look at the fouls Anthony he put on Anthony twice, and he didn't get 2 yellow cards. He got a yellow card for tackling Wan-Bissaka. You know what I mean? You know, there was this one occasion where I feel like Zaha was roughing up players, and he should have been on a yellow card as well. You know what I mean? Shashaboy should have been sent off since the second half. His first yellow
he had a late tackle when he knocked Garnacho.
Yeah, Garnacho. That's a yellow. Head. That's dangerous. That's dangerous play. That's a head.
And he did the same thing against Højlund 2 seconds afterwards. The next play.
Exactly. And he's not getting sent off, you know. So these things, you know, as a United fan, you have to look at these things. I mean, if it was I could easily sit here and say,
Mark, the referee was actually really good today. He could have given them a penalty for the handball of McTomminey, and you know, I think he did well. He tried to let the game go and giving the free kicks a little bit. He waited a little bit, and I like that.
Yeah. And you have to give it to the players.
How I want to see football.
The players' heads didn't drop. That's the next thing. Like all season, we've been complaining. The players' heads drop. You concede the goal, the players go down. They go in a shell. They lose the game. They did not drop their heads. They were dominating the game basically in Galatasaray. You know, in the second half, Galatasaray had their moments, but we had 3 times as many moments.
Yeah,
we just couldn't score.
Like I said,
we just couldn't score.
Mark, we should have won the game. We should have.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, another positive, you got to do this. This is the second game back to back now. We've scored 3 goals. So we've been having problems scoring. Now we're starting to score. So that's another positive to take out the game, isn't it? That we're scoring goals.
It's hard. Like
Yeah,
I don't even want to blame ONANA too much because sometimes you just have a bad game as a
have a bad day at the
person,
office,
even
don't
in
you?
your own
Yeah,
job. You might go to work someday, you know what I mean, and you're just
yeah.
not on. So it's like it's a bad moment for him to have a bad game, and I'm mad right now, and I'm sad right now at the same time because we played so well, we deserve to
We
win,
did.
and then we drew the game, and it's like, oh, so many chances at the end. You know, some people are saying Palestri's rubbish, but like in the chances he got, he tried.
Yeah,
You know, he came on in the moments he and Delo came on, they made an impact in the game. They kept the attack flowing. They even added more pressure to Galatasaray because they were more on the back foot when Delo and Palestri came on. It's a hard one. I think we could give this one to the guys and be like, okay, guys, you know what I mean? We see what you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
we didn't come
what
out
do you,
winners.
what do you mean? What do you mean? Are we going to say that it's okay because it's
No,
not
no,
just
not no.
one
I
game,
don't mean it's
5
okay
games
to
in the
put.
Champions League,
It's
and we
okay.
have
It's not
bubbled
okay.
basically all of them. We haven't played
Well,
one decent game in the Champions League, and
you know, all
we
right.
are
It's
becoming
in all
bucket of
opinion,
FC.
in all
That's the
fairness,
problem.
Jarvis. In all fairness, Jarvis, I'm saying that in this one, I can't really criticize their performances and their mentality, the tactics. I can't criticize the chances
Oh,
they
the
created.
tactics! I can criticize the tactics all day long.
No, well, I mean, you
Yeah,
could
yeah, yeah,
criticize
yeah.
the tactics, right?
If
But
you're
you
up
know, at the same
if you're
time,
up 2-0 and you're up 3-1 and you don't know how to play the
yeah,
dark art football, to drag down the tempo, to close all gaps, keep hold of the ball, frustrate the shit out of the opposition. That's what you have to do, especially when you play in Europe. And
yeah.
as you
yeah.
But
said,
you see, the next thing I would say to you is this:
we
that
had the
you
crowd
know,
silenced, and still
for
we
that
messed it up. And that's
for
the
that we
problem
needed
because
Casemiro. I'm being honest.
the
I'm being
mentality
honest.
of the players on the pitch. They tried to attack. We tried to hit long on Garnacho every time we had the chance, playing out from the back instead of just controlling the game. Every time
Yeah.
McTomminey had the ball, it was taking on his running shoes and run as fast as he could forward, try to attack. It's not how you see out the game.
True. No, but
Do you
No,
think
it's not.
Sevilla
think about it like
or
this. We were three
Valencia
up, we were three
or
one up. We were three
Atletico
one up
Madrid
with like
would
20
have tried the same?
30 minutes to go, right? We were 3-1 up with like 20 minutes to go, right? I'm
Yeah.
just saying, right?
When
3-1
you
up,
had
20
20
minutes to
minutes
go.
left,
And
you
in my
parked the
opinion,
bus.
you until it's like 70 minutes. I mean, if he had parked the bus and then we conceded 2 goals, I think we would be more disappointed in the game. Regardless
I
if we
think
did the right thing then.
No.
you
You know what I
you know
mean?
what, guys?
It's like in one way, it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. You don't.
Yeah.
You know, the other 3
We,
games
we
in the
haven't
Champions League,
we,
the other 3
we haven't
games,
got the
we were
players to
not
see
this
out the
team.
game, have we? To play keep ball. What I
Yeah,
was saying
we
before.
needed Casemiro. Like
Yeah.
you could say
Like
that, but if we
Mainu
had
came on.
Casemiro, we saw that game.
No. Tactically, it's about the whole different thing.
Yeah, but you
If you
need
want to
players
try
to
to
be able
attack
to
and you
do
have
the dark art
your
stuff.
forwards and your striker pushing their line, your team is stretched out over 3/4 of the pitch.
Nah.
That's not how you defend, or you want to stay compact. I'm not saying you want to stay compact in your own 18-yard box. That's not what I'm saying. But you want to stay compact. You want to have options when you have the ball. And the easiest way is short passing and let the ball rotate and flow in between your own players. It shouldn't be that hard. But if you stretch out the whole team for 3/4 of the pitch, you only have one option because you have no one close. You have to hoof it up and run. And you know, we open up the game for them. We open up the game. There was so big, large room. There was a huge gap in the middle of the field.
Right? When you say hoof it up and run, for many moments in you know, Kobe Mainoo had kept possession and kept playing little 1-2 passes down the left side. You know
He did,
I mean?
yeah.
It wasn't like, so it's like, you know, I'm just saying, I understand there's always going to be something tactical you could find.
Yeah, but not always. It's always with Ten Hag and
Ten Hag, but it's not just on Ten Hag.
You saw it again last year against Liverpool. You saw it against Manchester City away.
Last year about Liverpool was still. Listen, what I mean, like when you say last year about Liverpool, right? It's a different team last year, right? And then there's a different players, right? And then you have to think about
but what's the common denominator?
Yeah, but Ten Hag is not Ten Hag's fault that he
I'm
inherited a
not Ten
squad of
Hag out.
players with weak mentalities. I know what you mean, but I'm saying this at the end of the day, it's like, okay, it's like football is for me, things happen, right? And games are different. And yes, last year we held 7 to Liverpool, but I don't think we're going to hold 7 to Liverpool again anytime in the future. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? That day was a
Right.
really bad day, not just for the goalkeeper, but for the defenders, for our
But we talked
attackers,
about this
and for
the other
Ten
day,
Hag.
Mark. We talked about it the other day. The 3-1-6 formation. Why don't they play a double pivot when we're up with
You
2
should have,
goals?
but Amrabat got that silly yellow
Yeah,
card.
that's
Amrabat got that silly
incredible
yellow
naive
card.
from the coach doing his subs and not putting on a double pivot just to keep the
don't have
central
one,
area of
though.
the field compromised.
We don't have one. We don't, like, think about it like this. Who we're going to play in the pivot
We had
next to
Amrabat.
Manu?
They could put on Amrabat
Amrabat had
besides
to come off, bro.
besides
Like, he would have
Kobe.
gotten a red
Those
card for
2 guys.
sure. Amrabat, well, look, he started with Amrabat. And I feel like initially he was planning to bring on Kobe Manu to partner Amrabat during the game. But when Amrabat got that yellow card, everything changed. Because you're now thinking you don't want to risk getting another red card and going down to 10 men again.
Especially when we play with the team stretched for 3 quarters, then he's very dangerous, because when he's up on a yellow, because he have to cover all the width of the pitch. But if you play with players besides him, you're much safer. And I believe Amrabat is a seasonal pro. He would have stayed on that pitch for 90 minutes.
I was hoping
he
so
wasn't
too,
erratic.
in my opinion.
He wasn't Hannibal.
He wasn't,
maybe,
but think about this, right?
Or Fred.
The fella kicked Amrabat foot, and Amrabat get a yellow card. It's like for me, when you see the replay, I could understand Erik ten Hag not risking it. You know what I mean? Like, if you tell me this team was going to score 3 goals in Galatasaray, bro, I was taking it any day. No, we conceded 3 goals. But no one here was expecting us to go there and score 3 goals.
People got to realize Ten Hag plays open football when he's away. We will never improve in Europe if he doesn't see how to play, set out the game. When we are away against big teams, Manchester City, we conceded 6. Away against Liverpool, we conceded 7. Away against Bayern, we conceded 4. Away against Copenhagen, we conceded 4. Now 3 goals. You know, he doesn't know how to set up his defensively and set up the team. And that's a big criticism of Ten Hag.
I'm not saying no, but I trying to say to you too, right? You can't say never when if you look, okay, this is just my perspective, right?
Yeah.
We complain about a certain list of things so far, right? We complain about the midfield balance, the midfield having balance now. We complain about defensive balance. The defense have a balance now, right? Now we have in the list. We complain about scoring goals. The team is scoring goals now. So what I'm saying is the issues are not only fixing themselves based on his training, based on his setup of the team and his tactics, but players starting to understand their roles and everything starting to gel. All these things happen. Like, you know, so for me, I could agree with that. With him, he make mistakes, but he's supposed to make mistakes and get better from it this season. No, like, we didn't criticize Klopp in his second season when he lost 5-0 and 4-1. We didn't criticize Klopp because we say, you know what, we seen what Klopp doing. It's the same thing with Ten Hag. We could look at the last 5 games and look at the 5 games before that. It's 2 different teams you're watching play football, and the 2 different teams have the same set of players in it. But now they're performing well. Now, it's true we didn't get that win, and that's real hard. And we conceded 2 goals after going up and having a 2-goal lead twice. But 2 of those goals, the defense, the midfield, only the goalkeeper could have stopped those 2 goals. The other goal, okay, we could blame the defense for letting the fella to make the run, you know, missing the tackle, shot on goal, score. But it's like, anyone, if you want to go back to another game, like you go back to the Liverpool game last season, everybody saying last season Liverpool was off their game and off for this. Bro, they won 7-0 to us and they held L's to other teams worse than us. So in my opinion, it's like, if you go and say that about Liverpool, you gotta say that they was shit last season, bro. Right? Don't make an excuse for them and say, well, okay, they was good when they beat us 7-0, but there was missing players, so that's why they didn't finish in top 4. You know, it's like you're giving them 2 excuses there. They're good 1 minute, then they're bad the next minute. It's the same thing with me when I look at Ten Hag. You know, we criticizing Ten Hag all season long, and now we could see he fixing the problems that we was criticizing all the time. Give him time, I think all the problems will iron out. I think as the team play more in the system,
I agree.
they will understand better what they need to do, where they need to be, and they will start to preemptively be in the better positional places to defend and attack and do what you want them to do. And I agree with you. I felt like we could have slowed the game down, but at the same time, we can't sit here and say Ten Hag not telling them fellas, yo guys, try and keep the ball, try not to, you know, to push up too much. And they could be just saying, okay, we're trying, but then they see our play on, so they play for it. Sometimes instinctual players, something like it's hard to give it time. Look at that Grealish. He spent 9 months on the bench after being bought for 100 million until he learned to do exactly what Ten Hag Pep wanted to do. We don't have the time to bench a player for 9 months to do that.
You know what, Mark, for me, I mean, like I said, I'm not too disheartened by the draw. But I think, you know, I'm being positive from this. I thought we played decent tonight. We didn't play outstanding, but we played decent. We played a lot better than we have been playing. We scored 3 goals again in 2 games. Okay, we've let 3 in. No, not a problem. Okay, you know, it was a few individual errors that scored that can be rectified. The thing is, we're coming into form. I think we're coming into form.
I think so too.
And if you look, you know, we've won 4 games away from home. We've just drawn a game away from home. So we're unbeaten in 5 away. We've got another away game, and we're scoring goals. It's positive for us to play when we go to Newcastle away. We should be positive that we can go there and get a result. What we want.
And it's weird because think about it like this. 24 hours ago, nobody in this room would think we might get a result against Newcastle. And this is you have to accredit this to the team, you have to accredit this to Ten Hag. You know, it had positives. It had more positives out of that game than negatives. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because if you look at it like this, right? Chelsea scored 4 against City. And I'm telling you, we will batter Chelsea when we play Chelsea. Based on this performance here. You understand? That is how I feel. And City should be grossly disappointed they concede 4 to Chelsea, but nobody talked about it. Everybody said Chelsea was amazing. You know what I mean? Free kicks are like a free kick is something. It's like a different moment in a game. You can't predict that. No player can say, "I go and just score a free kick today." You know what I mean? Unless it's Messi or Ronaldo.
I mean,
so they're scoring free kicks as flukes. The post starts earlier on, Jarvis. You know the expected goals on both teams, and United had clearly a higher expected goal ratio. First time
tonight's game.
Is that not the first time?
I know it was the Champions League game.
Goal average,
but it did come across as a cup game, didn't it, tonight?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It was like an FA Cup game, wasn't it? It's like we need a result tonight. That's it, whichever way it goes. So I think that's how the game played out. I think in the cold light today, we'll have a look at the highlights tomorrow. All of us will, and we'll see the chances that we missed a lot more than them. Although the stats kind of say they were created a little bit more noise, but we missed more than them. But in the cold light today, we played that game, and they did like it was an FA Cup game, for example. That we need to get a result.
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. You know what I mean? And that was the game, and it was on as even. That's it. We give as good as what we got. So, like you said, Jarvis, Mark, you know, be heartened by the result. We didn't lose.
I have a question, Jarvis. Peter, I don't know if you're all watching Bayern Munich recently, but in the kind of when we played Bayern Munich, I would argue that we was like at least a worse team off by about 30-40% worse team, right?
Yeah.
And if you watch at Bayern Munich currently in the last couple of games, like I watching the game now where they play.
They're not good, Bayern Munich.
We play Bayern Munich at home in this kind of form. Even
We'll
with
beat
this
them.
starting lineup,
Yeah.
I feel we will smash them up. Remember, we scored 3 goals against Bayern. Bayern is a mistake by ONANA and a penalty that Bayern scored 2 goals off of, right?
Yeah.
ONANA let a goal in and they got a penalty. I don't see. I mean, we hoping Bayern score a goal here tonight, because if they score a goal, then we have a more chance of getting in. But at the same time, right now, as I sit in here watching the game, I don't know if Bayern could score this goal on Copenhagen right now. They're not looking like they go and score goals. They look like they forgot the shooting boots at home. And
I mean,
we have Newcastle in a few days. I think the boys could get a result. And after watching this game, yeah, I'm disappointed we didn't win. But I'm not feeling like this, like sad.
Down beats. We're not downtrodden, are we?
I feel like I could cry after. I'm being honest, as a big man. I
Yeah.
feel like I could cry after watching some of them games. And this game today, I just was like, okay, we didn't, we couldn't score that extra goal to take us up 4-3. We conceded 2 hard luck free kicks.
This is it. Yeah.
We move again, bro. Like, it's not at the end of the world if we out of the Champions League this season. I don't think with that performance today, if we had go there and Galatasaray scored the first goal, or we was down 2-0, Erik ten Hag, yeah. You know what I mean? But I think even with this performance, fans who was Erik ten Hag out might watch that game and sit down and be like, they're seeing something. They could back this man.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we just be positive with that result. We played decent. We scored 3 goals away from home. Not many teams score 3 goals away from home in the Champions League. Okay, we didn't win, but we didn't lose.
This is how we set up. Yeah. This is how we are setting up.
Yeah.
Do you see the big gap? Do you see Amrabat alone?
Yeah.
And we have Bruno and McTomminey way too high. And how is that? The number 8 and who's number 39? Is that McTomminey?
Yeah.
McTomminey
should be much closer to the number 8, and he should be a little bit deeper. So this is the average position of the team.
Yeah.
See, we have a
big, what that says to me, Jarvis,
against the
Garnacho. You look at that quick, that formation.
That side all the time. Do you know where Ziyech played?
Yeah, right, he should be playing 3-5-2. I've been saying this. 3-5-2, he should be playing. You can have your 2 forward midfielders. You've got your 3 anchor men across the middle, 3 at the back, and your front players. This is what he's not playing, ten Hag, and I think he should be playing that. He's what available personnel he has. For me, that's the best formation he can play. It's 3-5-2.
Back 3, to be fair, to be honest, I could see us moving to our back 3. I mean, in all fairness, Jarvis, the way he set up there, I could see he created a weak side to the right, to the left. Well, the other team's right, but our left, right? And I could see that by design was created for a specific reason, because he trusts the left side defenders. Now we could sit here and say the 3-1-6 don't work, but for the first half, let me minus the free kick. The 3-1-6 working for the last 2 games.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? So if it's not working, then yeah, I'm all for it, and you know what I mean. But you could say he's stubborn, or you could say, well, look, finally the players starting to understand the rules that it was given. And yes, we had a real good game against Everton. We had a real good game tonight. It wasn't a bad game. Like, as a United fan, you can't be mad at a game other than because you can't. So, in my honest opinion, his formation, technically, the setup is working. Because wherever it is, we scoring more goals. We creating more chances. We having more possession of the ball. We're not looking silly by any means. And in the other games we play in the Champions League, we look silly. We score goals, yes, but we look silly in those games. And as a fan,
I just think I can see what Jarvis is saying there. I think there's
Yeah,
times in the game where he needs to tighten the midfield up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not playing two CDMs. Like, for example, I think all of us here now, we would have played Mainu and Amrabat together. Yeah. They would have been more closer together, more in proximity of each other. Whereas you got Bruno and McTomminey drifting away from Amrabat. Yeah. So Amrabat is getting overloaded. I mean, Mainu played the same role against Everton. And lucky enough, the guy was cool enough to handle that role. But you can't keep leaving a big hole in midfield and hoping to get away with it. Somewhere in the game, you have to close it up. You have to. You can't be open, free-flowing football. So, yeah, again, it comes down to substitutes. The problem is, guys, we haven't got the personnel to put on, have we? That's the problem.
That's the thing. Because I feel like the game, for me, how I look at it, with the starting lineup, the first substitute was Scott McTomminey for Kobe Manu. I think what changed that substitute was the yellow card. And because the referee, because I watched that yellow card and all how I trying to figure out that I watch it back on a replay for like just quick. It's the moment leading up to that part. And I was like, Amrabat didn't really tackle anybody to get to cause a foul or anything like that before that moment. That's his first foul. How we get a yellow card and the fella actually kicked his boot. You know? So in my honest opinion, it's like that risk alert was high. The possibility that we could concede a red card to any one of our players was super high in that game. So I can't really blame Ten Hag for taking him off. What I could say is that we really miss Casemiro because that fella would have win the game. Because we needed somebody like that with the dark arts in the midfield to just create them little niggle fouls and get away with it. Rough foul some players while he on the ball and thing. You know, Amrabat is a good tank, but he's a nice tank. You know, clean cut, nice boy. You know what I mean? We need a rough houser. And the man
he could have. You know what, Mark, right? He could have. Yeah. He could have put Gore on. Yeah. Because Mainu and Gore have an understanding at the youth level. They've been brought up together. So the only option he had of like two CDM-ish players, he could have put him on, but he didn't. He didn't play Gore. He didn't put him on. Whether he thought maybe the occasion was... Well, I mean, he can't really think the occasion would be too much for Gore because if he was thinking that way, he wouldn't have him on the bench, would he? You understand what I'm saying? You shouldn't have a player on the bench if you think they're not good enough to go on the field. So he could have put Gore on with Mainu.
Yeah,
but he didn't.
That would have
it was an option he had.
But I don't know, Gore. We haven't seen him play anything this season. He has played for 10 minutes, I believe, during the whole season. So maybe it's a little bit difficult. I understand that if we have had Casemiro, he would have played today. Same with Eriksen, more experienced players. So in a way, we are struggling with injuries. Ten Hag doesn't have his options, but I still believe that he should structure his team in a better way, especially when we play against a team like Galatasaray and we are away and we're up with 2 goals. So this is just my thoughts.
If that was Jose Mourinho managing us tonight and we were 3-1 up, he would have bottled that up like a cork in a wine bottle. I know he would have been. Yeah, that's done.
Yeah, from the moment we scored that 3rd goal, I see 3 defenders come on the field, bang, bang, bang.
And you would have, guaranteed.
You know,
guaranteed.
I mean? Like, even I was thinking that when I was on Pappi stream earlier, Jarvis, and I was like, look, bring on Dango, bring on Varane, take off Scott McTomminey, take off Bruno, and let you go back to our back 5, drop to our one striker, 3 midfielders.
This is the current table. There's still 0-0, 78 minutes played between Bayern and Copenhagen. Bayern are pressing, but no goals yet. If Copenhagen gets a draw out of this, I think we will be out because then Copenhagen and Galatasaray needs a draw for us to win against Bayern. So the best result possibly for us is Bayern winning
Bayern
against
score.
Copenhagen, and Copenhagen against Galatasaray in the last game, or drawing. Then we will.
We're not going
Yeah.
through. We're not going through.
4, 5, 6. Okay, we will have 7. Yeah. Okay, we still have a chance if they if there's a draw in the last game between Galatasaray and Copenhagen, they will both be on 6 points, and we have 4. So if we win against Bayern, we will have 7.
Ifs and buts, Jarvis, innit?
Yeah.
If this,
It's
but
all
that.
ifs and buts, but I'm just saying it's okay for everybody to know what we're up against at the moment.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to call it a
yeah.
night.
Let's do that. It's been a good discussion. I think we have
Yeah,
covered.
been great chatting to you, Jarv, Mark. Been
Yeah.
great, man. And VIR room.
Yeah, our room has been great. They have had so many good comments. I'm sorry that I didn't address more of them. We had a good discussion here in the panel, as usual.
On to Newcastle. We own one.
Yeah,
we own Newcastle one. Let's bang them 3-0 at their ground. Right? Come on.
Yeah, it's important to win that Newcastle game. I just want to give a big up to Neil Driscoll, Evil Bosic, Simon Davis, Gas Taylor, Madhouse, Lucky Singh. We have Jamie Wayne and Ian McDonald. A lot of good people in the chat. Remember,
Simon
it's just
Davies,
football.
big up, bro.
There's still a chance. It's a slim chance, but there's still a chance we can go through. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and keep our eyes on the Bayern.
I'll just say this, Jarvis, yeah? You got more chance of seeing Alien Tenno on a diet than Man U getting through the Champions League.
Yeah. I think we will leave it with that, and that will be the final word of
See you later, guys.
So thanks.
See you later, guys.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us, guys. Everyone, don't forget to leave a comment in the non-live section when you're finished. Subscribe, smash that like button. Smash it for Jarvis because he's the most handsome guy on the planet. You already know.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Okay, have a good one, guys. Bye.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials.